Are you ready to set the credit bills up to remove that collection, that charge off, that bankruptcy, those eviction, that student loan, those late payments, whatever is holding your credit score back? We're going to set them up first before we knock them out. But hold up, you're probably wondering, why do I need to set them up if you have this hack and this 14-day hack and this 30-day hack? Yes, all those hacks work. Yes, every last one of those hacks work. But if you set them up properly, guess what happens? That hack is going to be more effective when you properly knock them out. So what we need to do is set them up. Once we set them up and get them to lie and say they did this, then we can properly use those 14-day hack and use that 15-day hack or use that 30-day hack to knock the credit bills out. And that's basically what I'm going to show you, how to set them up real quick so you can then knock them out. Step number one, the first thing we want to do is get our credit report, right? We want to get a 3-barrel credit report. We want to see what's going on Experian. We want to see what's going on TransUnion. We want to see what's going on Equifax. We want to analyze everything first. Hold up, I'm gonna give you an example. Let me show you real quick. So here's an example of what I was talking about right here. A credit report, and you can see everything that's really going on your credit report. You can see the account number, you can see the open date, you can see the balance, you can see everything, high credit, credit limit, past due, all that, right? But most importantly, you wanna see the inaccuracies, what's going on in your credit report, because everything has to be 100% accurate. Not 99, not 98, not 97, 100%. So what you wanna do is just highlight and pinpoint all the inaccuracies on your credit report that's holding you back. So we just analyzed our credit report. We saw everything that's holding us back. We saw that collection, or maybe that charge off, that bankruptcy, that eviction, those late payments, whatever that's holding us back. We saw everything, right? We saw the open date last active. We saw all that negative stuff. But what we want to do is, before we knock them out, we got to set them up. So how we set them up, here's what you want to do. We analyze it first. Now, step number two, what you want to do is clean up your personal information. Now, this is very important because your name is probably misspelled, your address is probably messed up, your phone number is probably messed up, your work history probably messed up. You probably got your spouse on there that don't need to be on there. So what we want to do is clean all that up first. And once we clean all that up and detach all that information, because we want to properly use our correct information and get everything removed. Now got that out the way, and here's what you want to do next. Step number three, what we need to do is hush. Hey, we gotta hush those snitches, right? We gotta hush them up because LexisNexis, CoreLogic, SageStream, Innovis, all those different secondary agencies are telling on you, right? The consumer reporting agencies, which are Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and the other consumer reporting agencies, which are LexisNexis, CoreLogic, they are talking to each other, right? When it comes to when you send a dispute off, they talk to LexisNexis, they talk to CoreLogic, they talk to SageStream, they talk to Innovis, they talk to this person, they talk to that person, right? So what we want to do is silence them from them talking so we can then now properly knock them out. So here's what we need to do next, right? Here's what we got to do. We already analyzed our credit report. We cleaned up our personal information. We hush those snitches, right? We hush those snitches. Now we need to set the credit bureaus up. And how we're going to set them up is with my secret letter. And guess what? It's 2.0, the playbook, right? So, and yes, it's free, and you're gonna have all the information. So this new secret letter, here's what you wanna do. I have everything, the formula to improve your credit score, but on a secret letter, you wanna document all those accounts that was holding you back, that collection, that charge off, that bankruptcy, that eviction, those student loans, whatever that was holding your credit score back, you wanna put the account name, account number right here. You wanna put all that on here, and you wanna send it with 2 forms of identification certified to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And guess what we're gonna do now is wait 30 days for the investigation to come back. Now, once the investigation comes back, 2 things is gonna happen, maybe 3. Now, either the account got deleted, and we good with that, the account got verified, or the credit bureaus didn't respond to the dispute. So you're probably wondering, why I gotta do all this? Why I gotta clean up my personal information? Why I gotta analyze my credit report? Why I need to hush those snitches? Why I gotta do this? Why I gotta do that? I know I basically explained it earlier, but let me break it down to you real quick. The reason why we wanna do all this is because we want the credit bureaus to lie on the official document. And the reason why they're gonna lie is because they're gonna say everything is 100% accurate. And they did not do and conduct a reasonable and correct investigation. And here's why. According to this right here, we're gonna grab our credit Bible and let me break it down to you real quick. I ain't gonna read everything. I'm gonna read a specific thing right here. So 15 USC 1681 I number 1. What we wanna do is read it real quick. I ain't gonna read, I'm gonna go down a little bit, But the agency shall, free of charge, conduct a reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is inaccurate and record that current status of disputed information or delete that item from the file in accordance with paragraph 5. Now, we just saw all those inaccuracies on our credit report. We saw the open date last active, the account number, probably the payment history. All that is inaccurate, but what we want to do is use that as leverage to then get the account deleted, because what they're going to say is when you send off the letter, right? When you send off your first letter, they're going to say, it's probably going to come back and they're probably going to say everything is 100% accurate. But we know everything is not 100% accurate because guess what? We saw it firsthand and they did not do a proper investigation according to 15 USC 1681I, right? So what we want to do is document that process. Well, we already documented. What you want to do is make sure you have the evidence, right? You want to have the evidence, right? We already document everything. We already have everything, but you want to have a credit report that's highlighted and everything. And what you want to do now, if the account came back verified, now you're going to submit that as evidence. Remember my 14-day hack, the CFPB, the BBB, the Attorney General. You're going to use all that as leverage to then knock the credit bureaus out. But in the meantime, between time, here's what you want to do. Get my Secret Letter 2.0 playbook. Make sure you get it real quick and send it to the credit bureaus so you can properly set them up. So go grab this real quick and I'll see you in the next class.